right, so we'd like to welcome you to Fabric Chicks Live on Wednesday. Just for those of you who don't know, we're not doing a sale today because we're getting ready to go to PIQF, which is Pacific International Quilt Festival in Santa Clara. So we are packing and getting ready for that. So if you are live and you're watching us, go ahead and just let us know where you're from. And I'm just going to kill a few minutes while people log on. Although I should start showing freebies. Never be late to a meeting or you might miss a lot of good things. All right, where are you guys from? Roger is not, I don't know where Roger went. So our videographer is maybe, I don't know, somewhere. So I'm going to film. Hey, Lynn, are you going to be at the store tomorrow? Yes, Lynn, I will be at the store all day tomorrow trying to pack and get ready for PIQF. Hi, June. So we have a few things to show you. Karen just came in like 5 minutes ago with some new samples. And most importantly, what you are all waiting for. Roger, you know it's 4 o'clock? Don't worry, I started the live without you. So he doesn't even look fascinated. Okay, Lynn, we'll see you tomorrow. Karen, we'll see you at PIQF. Okay, so we have Phyllis here. She's going to be demoing paper piecing. Carol, I am so glad you're on. I was starting to worry about you. So it's good to see you. So we have Phyllis here. She's going to be demoing paper piecing. We're just going to jump right into it. Do you want me to show them a sample of it first? Or? Yeah, sure. Okay. So she's got 2 samples already made and quilted. So just so you know, paper piecing is so you can get perfect points, perfect placement, perfect everything. But for those of us that are a little bit dyslexic, it always seems backwards and weird. So Phyllis is going to take all the guesswork out of it and show you how to do it super easy. So here's one of her quilts made by Phyllis Holmes. Oh my gosh, look at how tiny those are. Holy cow. So how can you paper piece this? Can you just strip piece it?
I just did little strips at a time, little curved strips, and then hooked them all together.
Okay, so that's one of her paper piecing. This one I love. So to get all these angles and perfect points, paper piecing is pretty much a necessity. And I'm not sure what this pattern is. Do you remember the pattern name?
Boo.
Boo.
I can't.
Boo hoo. We have no idea what the actual pattern name is. So we're sorry if you're the designer of this pattern. We're sorry we're not giving you credit, but obviously it's super cute. And Phyllis had a fun time doing it, it looks like, because orange is her favorite color. So this one looks like pretty big pieces. It looks like even maybe I could do it. Yes. All right. So we're going to go over to Phyllis now, and she's going to tell us all the tips and tricks and demo paper piecing. I know the pumpkins are so cute. They all love the pumpkins.
Okay.
Okay. Roger's getting over there. Hang on a second. He's got to untangle himself from the cord.
Well, first of all, you have to pick out your pattern. And you can buy multiple books that show you patterns. And then what you do is print on your printer on paper piecing paper. You can use typewriter paper, but when it comes to taking the paper off the back, it's easier if you use any brand of paper piecing, or foundation piecing is another name. And I have some that's so old it's yellow, but it works because it tears easily when you go to take it off. And so I picked out this pattern today. And I picked 3 fabrics, a dark, a light, and a medium in Christmas colors. I was given a whole bag full of Christmas fabric, in a great big tub full of Christmas fabric, and I haven't been able to use up, so I'm using a lot of it for wrapping paper instead of.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Because a lot of it's real cheap stuff.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to spend a lot of time making a quilt with it because it's not good quality, but
yeah,
wrapping a present's perfect.
Right. So basically, after you copy your piece of your pattern, and you leave yourself a 1/4 inch around the pattern, I always write, do not cut off on all 4 sides, because when it comes to cutting off all the rest of the extra fabric, I forget and sometimes cut right on the sewing line.
That is the best tip ever, because I would totally cut that.
Yeah, you don't want to cut off your that's your seam allowance. Okay, so when I made these little ones, I started to take the paper off some of them, and it's really okay to take the paper off whenever you want when you get done. But in the case of, if you're going to sew some of them together in a block, like 4 of them together in a block, see, they tear off like postage stamps. Anyway, if you're going to sew 4 of them together, I just leave them on the paper, and that's my sewing line. That's already on the.
So you don't have to guess where your 1/4 inch is.
Right.
You've got it all marked there clearly. So
and then your points will come out perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to start with my pattern, and I took the class. This is a disclosure. I took the class 3 times.
Sometimes you have to.
I flunked the first 2 times. But the 3rd time I was told that if you look at it like this is the map. This is the map you're going to follow. And that's the destination. And that's where the fabric's going to be, is on this side. But you're going to sew on the lines on the map. So in this case, I want to put my green one on first, because we do them by number. You follow, it's sort of like paint by number. So you start with number 1. Number 1's going to be my green. So I'm going to want, the first one's always a little trickier than all the rest. But the first one you put on, and you cover.
So that's why you have the light box.
I have the light box, or if I have a window, I hold it up to the window. But you've got great lighting in here. This would work too.
Okay.
But I want to make sure that it's going to cover that whole spot. So
there is a little bit of waste in your fabric.
A lot. Well, there's a lot, because it depends on how big you cut your pieces. But I'd rather have bigger than run short.
Right.
So, and you can do it with smaller pieces than this, but I don't recommend it. Okay. So now on my destination side, I'm just going to put just a touch of glue just to secure that first piece, because the first piece isn't sewn on yet. So I'm going to put it right sides up on my paper.
The light bulb might be going off in my head.
Finally?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So now you can see that number 1 is completely covered. So next what I'm going to do is number 2. So I've already pre-cut my fabrics. You don't have to. You can just pull scraps out of a bag if you want to do them all different colors. You don't have, but if you've got it planned, like I have this one planned, then you go by your color plan. And in this case, these are called background pieces. So number 2, 3, 6, and 7 are in the white fabric. They're called background.
And you have to sew them in the order that you're supposed to.
You sew them in the order of the numbers. Yes. Okay. All right. Now the next thing is I want to put it down, and I want to put it face fabric right sides together. And because I'm going to sew on this line between number 1 and number 2, and I want this fabric to flip over after it's sewn to cover this number 2 right here. So I'm going to lay it on there, and I can see that I'm going to cover about, well, no less than 1/4 of an inch from the edge. I'm going to slide it down a little bit, make sure it's all in there. Now, if I turn it over, you can probably see. No, you can't through those. But anyway, you can kind of see that the start of the sewing line is here. I'm going to end here. So I just want to make sure that I'm going to end up right in the right spot. So these first 2 are the trickiest. You can pin if you want. I just hold them.
And Carolyn says using a light box is a great idea. And Season and Carolyn both say save the scraps and use them from crumb blocks or smaller projects.
Yeah, and I have an example of that.
Okay, perfect. You guys are one step ahead of her.
So now I'm sewing between number 1 and number 2. Now, if you sew it wrong, there's no, you can always rip. But when you rip on this paper, it might tear when you go to take out stitches. So go very carefully. And then if the paper's all torn, just use plain old Scotch tape on that.
And did you shorten your stitch length so it'd be easier to tear your paper?
No, I've got mine about medium just because if I make a mistake.
And you have to rip out.
Then you have to rip out, yes. And it's harder. If you do shorter stitches, it's easier to take the paper off.
Right.
Yes.
It perforates it better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is number 2, and I want to make sure that that piece of fabric completely covers number 2. I flipped it over. It does. Okay, so I'm going to put it back in this position it was in when I sewed it. And I'm going to fold the paper on the line I just sewed. And then I'm going to cut away. This is
Add a quarter
inch ruler. They come long and they come short. For little tiny paper piecing, I use the short one. But for a bigger project, the long one. And you just cut off the excess.
So you just line the ridge. There's a ridge there. You line it up with your paper.
Yeah, you just bump it up against this fold. There's a little ridge on the bottom of this ruler. Okay, so now we'll see if it does still. I double check, make sure it double check that it covers that number 2.
Perfect. It looks
yes,
good.
There's a lot of waste here when I end up cutting that off, but I can make smaller projects with those pieces. Okay, so then I know it's correct. I'm going to press it real quick. And if you want to do it with one of these, if they're smaller pieces.
Oh, those are perfect. And it gives you a reason to get that little ruler out,
yeah.
or the little iron out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in this case, these pieces are bigger, so I decided to use this iron today. Okay.
Wait, girls, look at this. I love when I see you guys actually using things that we made as a group in the Sunday Zooms. So this was the pin cushion that Phyllis made. Isn't that adorable? She used a Kansashi flower. Super cute. Good job, Phyllis.
Well, thank you. Okay, next is another, number 3 is also another white piece. So I'm going to cover number 3. And so I need to put it up against the edge. This is the line I'm going to sew between 1 and 3. And I need to sew it about at least 1/4 of an inch. It's up a little too low, up a little too high rather. Okay. And when I think I've got it just about right, I'm going to sew on that line between number 1 and number 3. Now, every pattern comes a little differently as far as as what numbers, but you always do it in the order of the numbers.
So just so you guys know, this was Phyllis's best find. Well, it wasn't her best find. She's got lots of good finds, but this machine was brand new in the box at a garage sale for $60. And it only weighs 10 pounds.
And I'm giving it
a run for its money.
Yeah. Okay, now when I flip it back, I want to make sure. Does that cover number 3? Yes, this white one covers all of number 3. So now I'm going to put it back in the position it was in when I sewed it. I'm going to turn it over to the map side. I'm going to fold it on the side on the line I just sewed. I'm going to butt this ruler right up against the paper. And then I'm going to cut off the excess. Now, if you didn't flip this back in the position it was sewed in, you'd end up cutting that off. Mm-hmm. And I've done that many times. So you have to remember to flip it back before you fold the paper over. And the one you're cutting is not, you better not be cutting the one you just sewed on.
Right.
Okay.
And Mary Min says when she's ready to tear away the paper, she gently scores it first with her purple thing along the stitching so the paper comes off easier.
Oh, that's a good suggestion. Yeah. Okay, I'm ready for a red one. So number 4 is red. I'm going to do just exactly the same thing. Right side up. And I'm going to put my seam, because I'm going to sew from here to here. I'm going to put my seam right on the edge of this, leaving about at least 1/4 of an inch, but it doesn't matter because it's going to get cut off. If you don't trust yourself or your piece is way too small and you can't see where it is, I sometimes take a pin and where did I put my pin cushion?
Right here.
Where you put it back.
What a concept. I put it back where I got it from.
But if you're not sure that you're going to be in the right spot, you can put a pin there and a pin there. And you can see that where you're going to sew between these is going to be perfect. So you can take your pins out. Now, if you don't trust yourself holding it in the right spot, you can stick pins in it also. I don't bother. I just take it as carefully as I can over to the machine. Okay, now I'm going to sew between number 1 and number 4, or number 1, 2, and number 4. And it's easy to make a mistake and sew on the wrong line, but you're working your way out. So and you can sew past the line a little bit. It doesn't matter. You don't have to tie it off or anything, or back stitch. Okay, I want to make sure I got it in the right spot. Does that cover number 4? Yes, it does.
I think so.
So I'm going to flip it back to the position I sewed it in. Then I'm going to cut it on the line I'm going to fold it back on the line I just sewed. And I also have these instructions I forgot to show you, that if they want to take a screenshot of it.
Okay. So get ready to take a screenshot, girls. She's going to show you some printed directions momentarily. Not yet, though.
Not yet.
And then, hi, Connie from Susanville. How's your eye doing? I hope you're feeling better. It's good to know you don't have a concussion or anything. You're still logging on. And hey, Dorothy, I think life just gets busy. It's crazy. And Susan visiting, watching from the doctor's office, that takes real dedication. And Susie, it's super good to see you. And Lynn, yes, we have a bucket of patterns for giveaways. Who doesn't need a sailor's outfit? Just saying.
Here we go.
Okay, we're going to get up close with this so you can get a screenshot. Ooh, that was a lot of writing. I'm surprised you don't have carpal tunnel from that.
I taught this class once before, about 10 years ago.
Oh, okay, okay.
So I had to refresh myself. Does that work?
Well, and I can take a picture of it and put it on Fabric Chick Stitch Along also. We do have the 1/4-inch ruler. I'm not sure where in the shop, but I know they're here somewhere. We'll have them on not this week's sale, but the next week's sale. Back up, Roger. Lynn, you can boss him around even from the East Coast.
Has she not come back home?
No, she doesn't come back till October.
God,
Look at that
it is
pile over
October.
there. That pile over there is hers.
Yeah, but it is October.
It is October.
Come back, Lynn.
Yeah, we do have the rulers. I just have to go out and find them. But we'll have them on the sale with the paper piecing project. Not next week, but the week after Wednesday's sale. There you go. All right.
Okay. Now I'm going to put on number 5, which is another red one. And I make myself a diagram oftentimes just because I forget what color I want to go where, especially if it's a much more complicated pattern.
Yeah.
Now, this is basic paper piecing 1A, and so this is an easy pattern.
And I recommend starting with an easy one. And then later, I'm going to show you one that Brenda did, much more complicated.
Okay. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to line this up so that I know I'm going to sew on this line for number 5. And I'm going to leave myself about a quarter of an inch or a little more on that side. And then I'm going to sew this one again. And right sides together. You always have to make sure when you put your fabric down. I can't find my foot pedal. Oh, there it is. Getting used to this machine too. That wasn't too smart to do it.
I was just thinking, doing a demo on a new machine
that you never had before.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
well.
that's totally something I would do, so I can relate.
Okay. More scissors. All right. Let's see if this one covers where it's supposed to. Well, look at that. I goofed. See, it buckled up and I didn't pay any attention, so I have to pull this one off.
Well, good
So
thing you're
you
not
go-
got small stitches. Okay, guys, so we had
Do something else for
okay. Carol says she loves watching you because you're so detailed, even in your ripping out. No, she didn't put that part. I am not sure how much the 1/4-inch rulers are, but we will have them soon. I didn't even think about grabbing those before we went live. But we do have a few things. Karen came in with a few new samples. So I'm not going to mail them this week, but I will mail them when I get back from PIQF because we'll be gone all next week for Pacific International. It's one of the biggest quilt shows that we do every year. But so she brought in these samples. So if you're looking for an advent calendar, I'll bring them to you, Roger, so you don't have to move. So if you're looking for an advent calendar, we have a super cute one here. Hang on a second, because I know some of this fabric line glows in the dark. So I'm going to go in the bathroom and see if this does. Nope, it does not. So some of the fabric in this line glows in the dark, but this does not. But here is the advent calendar with little pockets. I just did a super quick quilting job on it. You could do that on your home machine. we top stitched the pockets onto here. And then there is coordinating stockings and pillows. So we have these stockings. You could, if you wanted to, you could use this as the back. So you would be able to just make one, or you could use lining and backing with a different fabric, so you can make two. So those are the cute little stockings. On the stocking panel comes a little pillow to make a gnome. So that is that. So if you want to put this in the comments, if you want these panels, we have S111 for $14. Makes the stockings and the pillow. The stockings and the pillow is $111 for $14. And then the advent calendar it's kind of cute. It's kind of Swedish looking to me. You'd see it down in that cute little town in southern. Solvang. Yes. S110 is $14 for the advent calendar. And then we do have, if you need gnome hair, we have gnome hair. It ends up being 9 by 12 inches. S113 for $4.95. So she did use this on the gnome pillow, and she added a little bit of rickrack, and she used it on the back of his head too with some green trim. So she did green rickrack there, and then just a yo-yo for his nose. So she made a yo-yo and then stuffed it. If you need a demo on stuffed yo-yos, let me know and I'll demo that for you. Okay, you ready, Phyllis? Or you want me to keep talking?
No, I'm good.
Okay, Phyllis is ready to go back to her demo.
Well, this proves that it's not, even though I've done this 1,000 times, you can still make mistakes. And because I didn't pin it, it buckled up. This other fabric buckled up. So, to be on the safe side, it's better to pin it. Now I'm going to make sure this covers number 5. I know that it does. You can see it because it's way out here. And I'm going to fold it back in its original spot, flip it over to the nap side, fold the fabric up, the paper up. God. All right.
They said Phyllis is the best demo person.
Oh.
I know, they love you.
Okay, so number 5 is on. And we're ready for the last 2 pieces, the outside white ones. And it's really easy to grab the wrong piece of fabric that you've had laid out ready to go. And I had 2 pieces sitting here. But I'll use these.
Where'd they go?
I don't know.
They're right there on the floor.
Probably on the floor. Oh, yep, they are. Okay.
The trick to paper piecing is to slow and check, recheck, and rechecked. Yeah, thanks for that advice, Lynn. So we do have somebody new who says, where are you located, Phyllis? So Phyllis is out of Gardnerville, right by our shop. And she's not for hire, just so you know. She only does this special for Fabric Chicks.
Only when my arm was twisted.
Yeah, only when we're drinking, and I ask her if she'll commit to something, and she doesn't know any better to say no.
I'm too afraid to.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to cover number 6, and I'm going to do the same thing. Right sides together. I'm going to lay this piece exactly on this line with about 1/4 of an inch or more hanging over there, so that when it gets flipped over, it'll cover that whole number 6. And hopefully nothing gets buckled up because I didn't pin it and follow my instructions.
So Christy, I think we should see if Phyllis will do a Sunday Zoom paper piece pot holder or something, so we can all do one small project.
All right. There's no thread in the needle.
Okay.
No, I'm going to make more mistakes and then she'll never invite me again.
No. So you know what I will tell you that I have learned from personal experience, if I do a crappy job, I don't ever have to do it again. So I never have to make the bed. I never have to sweep the floor because my broom has a hole in it. I don't have to do the laundry because I don't do it right.
How about cooking?
Oh, well, so I didn't cook for like the first 3 years we were married because he thought I was just a blonde and I didn't know how. And then he was talking to my mom and my mom said, oh no, she cooks. And I've had to cook every night since.
Oh, Lordy, now I got to figure out what I'm doing here.
Okay, so Dorothy says, tip number whatever. If you use batik fabrics for paper piecing, it doesn't matter which side is up. So that's
true.
Kind of a nice little trick.
That's true. And except that batiks are thicker or denser.
Yes, they're a heavier thread count typically.
Yeah, and if you want to hand sew on batik, it especially is hard. I guess that has nothing to do with the price of rice right now.
Victor, we'd rather have you late than never. And one of these days, we're going to have to all go over to Spin to Win and see what that is all about. Or maybe we'll have to interview you on one of our lives so you can tell us what it's about.
You know what? You're going to have to fire me because I screwed up.
That's okay. So we're going to do some drawings, and Phyllis is going to regroup. So
it's still on the floor again.
Oh, she lost it on the floor. I know.
All right. I'm gonna try better.
And Lynn, all she can think of is how she can take shortcuts. Sometimes, Lynn, in life, shortcuts are not the best road. But I'm with you. I'd be looking too. Okay, we're gonna work on a pot holder or some kind of a small paper piece project. For a Sunday Zoom. So we're in Gardnerville, Nevada. We're by South Lake Tahoe, Carson City, Reno area. Not Vegas. Everybody just, when you say you're from Nevada, everybody thinks Vegas, but we're not. We're the prettier side of Nevada. Up in the, it's a high desert. And we do this crazy nonsense typically every Monday and Wednesday at 4:00. Although we have been talking about doing a lot more pop-up videos just when we get a chance. So well, just stay tuned. If you can put the alert on your phone or your iPad, then you'll know when we go live. And then, let's see, good idea. I want to do paper piecing again. It's been a while. It's kind of like the pillowcases. Even though people have made a lot of pillowcases, the demo that Brenda did on Monday was fabulous because it just reminds you the steps. And Jenny says she had to watch it a couple times to get it, and she's not even a blonde. I know. I would probably have to watch it 10 times to get it. Yes, Barb, it's true. It's the prettier part of Nevada. And Christy's working with our marketing to be able to text you guys before we go live. So you'll get an alert. So when we do pop-ups, because it's hard to save everything for one event. But if you ever miss it, don't worry, because you can always go back and rewatch it. Audrey, you're crazy. She's doing a 10-inch pineapple foundation paper piecing quilt. I bet you, though, it's going to be beautiful. And Audrey, just so you know, we have on the Facebook page, and Christy will probably put a link on this feed, but we have Fabric Chick Stitch Along, and that's where everybody who watches and follows us, it's a great community. They post what they're working on, or if they need help with something, they post on there. I know, Lynn. Jenkins, we have a marketing group. I pay a lot of money for it. We just never take advantage of it. But every month they charge me for marketing. So Christy's really trying to get that dialed in so that that it increases our whatever it is we do. Okay, you ready, Phyllis? You want me to kill some more time?
I'm good. I'm gonna flip my
Okay, so here she is.
Back out of my way.
She just sewed number 6 on.
Now I'm gonna fold my paper back. The trouble with this red, and well, some of it, the red fabric is hard for me to see the right side versus the wrong side. Yeah, too bad it's not batik.
Yeah, especially for a demo.
Yeah.
So for those of you who've never done a demo like this, it's super stressful till you get used to it.
My hands are still shaking. This is what, number 3 time?
Yeah, maybe you should do it more often. So for those of you who don't know, Phyllis usually is here on Wednesdays, but she's behind the big pile of stuff we have for sale. She's the one that scribes all of your orders.
Okay. Now we're going to come to the last one, and then I'm done.
Okay. Okay, we're almost to number 7.
Okay, right side's up. And, right side's together. And do as I say, not as I do. As my mother's always said that. All right, because I screwed up a couple times, I'm going to pin it just for the heck of it, to make sure it doesn't fall off while I'm sewing it or going to the sewing machine. I'm going to sew between number 5 and number 7. Getting used to this machine. Guess what?
You have no bobbin thread?
No, drop thread again. Why is it doing that? Sorry, everybody.
Because she bought it at somebody's place for $60.
Yeah.
It was still in the box.
It was brand new. Maybe they just cleaned it up nice for you.
I don't know. I'll see. No, it was still in all the...
Oh my gosh, Victor, you're not even funny. He says, get sewing. 83 days till Christmas.
And he's so prolific.
I know, he gets a lot done.
But does he ever eat or sleep?
Do you eat or sleep, Victor? Phyllis thinks you just sew 24/7. Okay, while she's rethreading that, I do have a pattern for a square dancing skirt. So if you want this, just type in you want the square dancing skirt. This is the second time I have shown this, so I might have to throw it in the trash if somebody doesn't want it. If you're new to watching and you want something, a lot of stuff we do drawings for, but a lot of stuff we have is free, and you just be the first one to type in that you want it. So we did have on last week, we had a prize for a chicken pattern book. And so we were running out of time, so I said type in your best chicken stories. You guys might want to go back and reread those from Monday's live. There are some pretty interesting chicken stories. But I have, okay, let's see. I have your names in here. He says, yes, 3 meals and sleep 7 hours, and his husband makes him coffee. I wish. I haven't been brought coffee in bed, well, since the last show I did when Vicki brought me coffee in bed. I know, Jenny, your name's in here. Okay, so I'm just going to pull a name. And I have Sue Walter. Are you still on? Sue, if you're still on, type that you're here. And I'm going to put this here for a minute, give you a chance to claim it. Hey, Linda Meyer. Oh, she's watching it from Santa Barbara. We love Santa Barbara. That was one of our first dates. We went to Santa Barbara. Working on 14 advent calendars. Then he's done with Christmas stuff.
Oh.
That is a lot of advent calendars. Okay, Sue Walters, it's going in your basket. And then I had showed you guys the chicken book last week. So S112 for $15. I just found a few projects from that book. So these are all, there's 20 different projects in the book. So here's chicken soup. It's a pincushion for the soul. Chicken soup. And then here is a small little chicken to sit on your, I don't know, dashboard or something. And then here's another, oh, there goes your guys' names. Here's another fun chicken. And then here is a chicken bolo tie. Here, in case you need a chicken scarf, they're chicken feet. Look at how fun those are. So all of those plus 16 more projects come in Eleanor Peace Bailey's Pulitzer Surprise chicken, 20 chickens in a flamingo book. So tons of fun patterns. So if you didn't get it the other day and you want it, S112 for $15. I know, Christy Lee, all your guys' names from last week's orders fell off. Okay. All right. So Sue won the chicken book, but Phyllis has something to say. Okay, Phyllis.
Well, I finished finally, and with boo-boos along the way, but that happens just about every time.
But you know what? We have to learn from mistakes too. And I'd
That's
rather
true.
learn from your mistakes than my mistakes.
Okay, now I'm going to cut off all the excess, but I'm not going to cut off the seam allowance. And that's why I write on all four sides to remind myself not to cut there, to leave my seam allowance. Okay.
Was the flamingo cute? I've never seen the flamingo in here.
Oop, little thread. One more.
Oh, I see him back there. Okay. Whoa.
Well, a little too much. Okay, when you're done, you can continue doing 3 more, and then you can make a block. Let me get my blocks out that I've already done.
She did her homework.
Yeah, I did it fine at home, but I boo-boo when
No, it's so people don't realize how stressful it is when you're trying to demo and because you're trying to think of what to say as you're like before you get to it.
Right. So when you have 4 like this, you can put them all together and make a bigger block, like a 12-inch block. If you don't like that design, you can turn them all the other way. Whatever way you want to do it.
So that'd make a cute pillow, or you could make more. Bless you. You could make more of them and make quilts. You could do all kinds of fun stuff with that. You could make a tote bag. This one would be a cute coaster, the small one. You could make it a coaster or a pincushion.
Now this one I made from the scraps of making these.
Oh, smart idea. There you go, girls.
So what I did is, I'm not very computer savvy, but I figured out how to use my printer and reduce the size
Yeah.
of the
Oh,
pattern.
that's pretty smart. That's pretty computer savvy.
I figured on my printer.
Wow. I would have taken it to the printer and said, hey, I need this shrunk.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's my demonstration, and you can do all kinds of things. You can applique these onto bags. I decided that looks like my cat, so I'll finish it. But you can, sometimes I have paper piecing projects sitting at the sewing table at the side, and then I work on them when I'm waiting on Bill or something to go somewhere.
Yeah. Well, and some of those would be really good if you make them a little bit bigger to use up your stash.
Well, these are all scraps.
Yeah.
And then you can also do like
fussy
this.
cut it. That's super cute.
Cut it and put a picture in the center. And like this one, I'm going to sew buttons on it or something to decorate.
Oh, cute. Yeah. Very cute.
Okay.
That would be a cute pincushion too, with the buttons decorating it. That would be adorable.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a fun one to do for the Sunday Zoom, because then you could make it into a coaster, or you could make it into a pincushion.
And then when you sew them all together, because you've got a 1/4 of an inch, a perfect 1/4 of an inch, when you sew them together on the line, you end up with perfect points. Perfect points.
Oh, yeah. That's super good, especially for somebody like me, because I eyeball everything.
Yeah, well,
Mhm.
and I'm always in a big hurry.
Yeah.
This is something I have to really think about when I'm doing it.
Right. Okay, do you girls have any questions for Phyllis? They said, great job, that's pretty. Thank you, Phyllis. I appreciate the time you spent demoing. Good explanation in capitals. Thank you, Phyllis. Love those samples. Phyllis, you're a perfectionist. That's a little bit of a true statement. Lynn says, beautiful. Okay, anything else? Ooh, I like it this way.
I do too.
Yeah. So you could even make that into like a bigger trivet if you wanted something for the kitchen.
I cut enough pieces that I can make a table rug.
Oh, super cute. Super cute. I like that idea.
To give away.
Okay. Or decorate your own house?
Well,
you have enough.
I have enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have more quilts than I have space.
I know. Most of us do. And our kids don't want them. I don't even know why we keep quilting, except for we have a need. We have to. Okay. So I have one chicken book to give away. So I'm going to pull out of last week's people. I know every time you guys have an order, I have Roger put your name in here. Okay, Ellen Molnar, are you here? Ellen, I'm going to give you a minute to collect it. So if you're here, collect it. If you're not, then I'm going to scroll and find a winner. So if anybody wants the, oh, Mary says she quilts and donates them. And Dorothy says that's why she makes wearable quilt garments. True story. And if you guys are going to PIQF, make sure you look. Dorothy has an entry in the clothing exhibit, and also Donna Baker has an entry in the clothing exhibit, and that show is next week. Okay, we have a square dance skirt. If you need a pattern, it's free to whoever wants it. Just put in square dance. Oh, Christy, that's not even funny. She says that it might be interesting to watch Beth do it. Do paper piecing. I don't think so. Okay. All right. So I have some stitch and steam for you guys to experiment with, and I have Mary Mims. Although Mary doesn't need to experiment with it, she used it in the class we did last week. Oh, I want to show you this. So here, this is, I bought a 1923 Singer sewing machine for $3 a yard sale. It works perfectly. Oh, June, you got a good deal. Wow. That was your lucky day. Here's a paper piecing that Brenda did. And she did it with the metallic fabrics that you guys all bought a couple weeks ago on the sale, the celebration that we had. So this is a bit insane. I can't even imagine how much time it took to make this. Look at all that piecing there. That's a little bit insane, but it's absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Brenda did an amazing job on that. Okay, so here I got new comments. Let me see. Oh, it's in the fashion show. It's not in the fashion show. It's just in the, it's in the fashion show. They're having a fashion show this year? Usually they just have a big display in the middle of the show. Kind of, they have vendors in the front, and then they have a big wearable art display, and then more vendors in the back. I didn't realize they had a fashion show. Is it in the evening? Can we go to it after the show closes? Victor, I have no idea where that pattern is, but the next time we see Brenda, we can ask her. Hey Anna, how are you enjoying Hawaii? Okay, so I have another ribbon as a giveaway. I have Carol Reichlick. Okay, and then did Ellen ever respond? Ellen did not respond. Okay, I'm just gonna scroll for the free book. And it fell on Lynn Bonner. Something tells me Lynn doesn't want this, but let me know, Lynn. I don't see you making dolls, but let me know.
I want to see her make a square dance skirt.
We all want to see her wear the square dance skirt. Okay, so then we're going to go through this quick. Okay, guys? I have a bunch of old patterns here. If you want them, type in the number. Everything has a number. Let me throw these over here. And I'm probably not going to get anything mailed between now and the time I leave for the show. So everything will have to go out after I get back. Beverly Ann says she's sticking to making dolls. Lynn Bonner says no. I love how paper piecing looks, but I'm still intimidated by it. Me too, Sue, but follow us on one of our Sunday Zooms. We'll do it, and I'm pretty sure once we do it, it will be easy. Don't you think, Phyllis? It seems...
If they can work alongside of me.
Yeah.
You know, they do it at the same exact time.
Yeah, if we do it at the same exact time, Phyllis is willing to teach us. Okay, Dorothy. That's how she gets volunteered. Oh, wait, I think it might be called voluntold. Okay, the fashion show is at 7 o'clock on Friday. Dorothy, do we need tickets for that? Okay. All right, let me see another scroller. I have Christy Lee, but she already is buying it. So, which really, yeah. Christy, I'll give you one anyways, okay? So let me see, who else do we have? I have Dorothy Thomas Reed. Okay, Dorothy for some chickens. The boys might like doing them. Okay, let me see. It says I got new comments. Oh, Kathleen, I'm excited to see you. Make sure you say hello. I think it's going to be a pretty good show. It sounds like today we had 4 groups from Tahoe come down to the shop because the power went out up in Tahoe. So they all came down shopping because they couldn't sew. Okay, Roger, you're going to have to get in close for these. Okay, I've got number 12, a sailor's outfit. Number 12 is a sailor's outfit. If you want it, just type in 12. Number 11 is Make It Tonight. And
Can you put it in the same place?
Oh,
thank you.
What spot do you want me to put it? Okay. So number 11 is a Pocahontas outfit. Although the dress looks like it'd be a nice dress. Oh, it might be a senorita dress. I can't tell. Number 10 is little kids outfits. Number 9 is a jacket. It looks like for kids. Number 3 is a dress for kids. Oh, here's the square dancing outfits for infant wear. So kids, it looks like I've got 11 is Jenny. Okay. And 10 is Jenny. She's got grandbabies coming, I think. Or they're here already. 61 is... I should have sent this whole box to you, Jenny. Okay, so then I've got number 4. It looks like kind of like 10-year-old dresses. Number 3 is kids. I don't know. It looks kind of like pimp outfits. Number 3, kids' little pimp outfits. Number 2, cute little jumpers. Number 1 is cute little jumpers also. Oh my gosh. Can you guys, these are like from when I was a kid. 59, 58, 55. Oh my gosh. If you guys don't want these, I might have to throw them in the, oh, look at that dress is super cute. Number 54. 53 is some more cute outfits. 56. Look at those jumpers. Don't those remind you of the days? 52. More cute outfits. 54. I've got Jane. Jane M. 63 or 4T. I will take it. Lynn Jenkins, you can come through and look at it tomorrow. 51 is toddlers. Cute little jumpers. Oh, look at this one would be cute just to take the cover of it. Number 50 would be it just to do decoupaging or something with papers. Here's Fleece Easy Baby, 49. Here's a bumper kit. Did you bring these in? Where did these come from? Oh, here's kids bumpers and wow, you sewed a lot of stuff.
Well, I did, a lot of them have never even been opened.
Yeah, here's 47, which is that I could see kids wearing today. Bye, Connie. See you later. June is 50. Okay, wait, 50 and 49. I'm looking for 50. 50, I've got June Sterling. And then 49, I've got Jane Massengill, 49. You see 49 is Jane M. Lynn Jenkins is 246, number 50. Oh my goodness, number 50. Do you see 50?
It's right there.
Oh, somebody already took it. Sorry, Lynn. 47 is Mary Mims. Okay. And then I've got, okay, these I'm going to throw up here. You guys can go back through it if you want to rewatch it. 57 is a jumper. Maybe your kids would get beat up if they wear it to school today. Here's a cute little vest, 46. 45 is another super cute crossover dress. That would be a cute one. 44 is, well, I could see some possibilities in 44. 43, 20 cents Phyllis paid for this. Well, she probably got it for free. I'm going through the whole box. 43, 42. They might get beat up if they wear that. Although 41, there's some possibilities with leggings and boots. Could be cute. 40, cute. 39, definitely some possibilities. Here's some tutu dresses and some easy skirts your grandkids can make themselves. Number 38, 37, cute dresses. 36, I think these are pajamas. 35, more kids skirts. Okay, let me see. Perfect, Rondi. We'll see you. 46. What?
I'm calling Osha. I fell off your chair.
Aren't you glad Roger wasn't filming you when he fell off the chair? 46. 46 is Lynn Jenkins.
All right, it's 5 o'clock.
Okay, Roger says we have to do this another night. What the hell are you doing? Katie Nolan wants to. Katie Bandhauer, you're the only one brave enough to say it. Everybody else is thinking it. Okay, 30. I need 38 and 41. 38 and 41. 38 and 41. Okay. Jane M. And they could be the base for costumes. There's some good stuff here, but you have to want to sew. Something besides a quilt. Okay, Roger says we have to do this another time, okay? So we'll put these away, and I will put these in your baskets, but I'm not going to ship them right away. And then I do have some, what you guys call buckram, 4-inch buckram. I have one piece that I just found. If anybody wants it, just type in buckram. And I have a fat quarter bundle. I'm just going to scroll. Diane says, oh my gosh, she has some of those kid patterns. I know they're cute, but okay, so I'm scrolling and I have Sue Walter. Didn't Sue win something already today? All right, Sue, it's your lucky day. Okay, so that is all we have for today. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you to Phyllis for doing the demo. That was fabulous. You guys can always go back and rewatch it forever for the rest of your lives. Once it's out there forever. All right, we will see you guys. I'm not sure when. We'll do some pop-ups. Christy and Dorothy are going to be with me in at PIQF. So we'll be doing some on the scene things. I'm not sure what. All right, see you guys later. Thank you. Bye. They said thank you, Phyllis.
Bye.
Night. Good night. Bye.